Hey everyone, it's Tony with 3D Locksport. I have a new product released tonight that I'm super excited to talk about. I'm introducing the Lishi Revolver. So what exactly is this? This is a stand to hold your Lishi picks, and it doubles as a fun little fidget toy. So what this is a stand shaped like a revolver, the chambers for your rounds in a revolver. It's got a little revolver logo here with the rounds inside of it. And it actually has two skateboard bearings inside of it that lets you spin this around quite quickly if you'd like. So there are two different sizes. This is the 6-shooter, and this is the 8-shooter. So one holds 6 Lishi picks, one holds 8 Lishi picks. And then there are two color variations. This is considered a standard size 6-shooter, or excuse me, a standard 6-shooter, and this is a deluxe 6-shooter. The only difference with deluxe is that the top logo is silver on the chambers, and it has brass rounds inside of it with silver primers. So you can kind of see that a little bit better. So that's the only difference. So when you're purchasing online, if you're looking for a 6-shooter, this is what it'll look like. If you're looking for an 8-shooter that holds 8 Lishis, it'll be this size. And then this is an example of the 8-shooter deluxe. And this is a 6-shooter deluxe. So let's talk about how these work and why you would want one. So these hold and have been tested with all standard Lishi residential picks. So like the SE20, SC1, the SE4, the KW1, the KW5, the AM5 for American locks, the M1/MS2 for master locks. And it should work with the Lockwoods as well. I just don't have a Lockwood, so I wasn't able to test that. And honestly, this cutout for the Lishi pick runs almost all the way to the bottom. So I believe it should work with almost all of the automotive ones. I know some automotive Lishis might be a little bit wider, so they may not fit in here, but I don't have any of the automotives to test, but they have been tested with all the picks that I have mentioned so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and on the 6-shooter, let's go ahead and put a AM5 for American locks in there. Here's a KW1. Here is a KW5. Then we have an SC20, an SC4, and then here is the Master Lock M1 MS2. So that holds all in there nicely. And the cool thing about this is when this is sitting on your desk, you can say, hey, I'm looking for the SC20, where's it at? And you just spin it around until you find your SC20, and then you can pull it out and use it. And the holes are large enough that the way this works is this top cam part right here on your Lishi pick is what stops it from dropping further in. But this hole is nice and wide. I didn't want to put any tension or any rubbing or reduce rubbing as much as possible on the part of the actual pick. And I don't want to damage the pick tip. So this is nice and loose inside there. If you see it goes in up to here, it's got a little bit of wiggle forward and backwards. And that's on purpose because I didn't want it to grip too tight and ruin your pick over time. So you can easily flip through or spin through to find the pick you're looking for. And honestly, it's been sitting on my desk for a while during testing, and I'll just sit there like this while I'm thinking, almost using it as a fidget toy as well. Now you can spin the crap out of this if you want, but just be warned that if some of your Lishi picks, especially the tension handles on them, are loose, they're gonna flop down if you spin the crap out of this. My AM5 is super loose, but the rest of them are pretty good. I actually did put a little bit of knurling on the bottom here, so if you want to hold on to it, you can spin it. And I'll spin this here really quick for you, and you'll see that the AM5 is just going to flop down because it's loose. If yours isn't, that probably won't happen, but the rest of them should be good. So there's a good spin, and you'll see that the AM5 just flopped down. But if I take that AM5 out, because again, this one's super floppy and loose, it just drops on its own. For the most part, these all stay up. This one's starting to come out a little bit. So I wouldn't take this and just like whip it as hard as you can like that. But if you just want to fidget around with it like this, you should be set to go. And also one thing we've done, if you've ever bought from me in the past, you know on the bottom of all of my prints that sit on your table, I put felt. I tried that, but felt didn't work because it was too slippery. So I actually have a rubber cutout. So this adds a lot of grip to whatever table you put it on. You can kind of hear it dragging along maybe. But long story short, on this table, if I did that with felt, it would slide across the table. This holds it really good in place and adds a nice grip while still protecting your table. So all of them will come with rubber on the bottom. It's just Here's the 8-shooter versus the 6-shooter, same thing. So these are now available on the website. You can go ahead and check them out. Again, this is the Lishi 6-shooter, the 8-shooter. This is what the standard looks like. This is what the deluxe edition looks like. Both available on the website now. So if it interests you, go ahead and pick it up at 3dlocksport.com. And until next time, thanks a lot for watching. Like and subscribe.